Rise to power. In the bustling city of Alexandria, I, Cleopatra VII, was born into the illustrious Ptolemaic dynasty in 69 BCE. My father, Ptolemy Thous, ensured that I received an excellent education, becoming proficient in languages, philosophy, and the arts of governance. My father's reign was marked by political instability and economic difficulties, leading to his temporary exile. During this period, my sister Berenice IV seized the throne. Upon my father's return, Berenice was executed, and I became co-ruler with my younger brother, Ptolemy III. Tensions between Ptolemy III and me escalated, culminating in my exile. I gathered an army in Syria and sought the support of Julius Caesar. In a dramatic and bold move, I had myself smuggled into Caesar's presence, wrapped in a carpet. Captivated by my intelligence and charm, Caesar decided to support my cause, leading to a decisive battle where Ptolemy III perished. I was restored to the throne, now co-ruling with another younger brother, Ptolemy XV of. Political maneuvers. My relationship with Caesar blossomed, and I bore him a son, Ptolemy XV Caesarion. In 46 BCE, I travelled to Rome, staying in Caesar's villa, which solidified our alliance but also stirred political tensions in the city. Following Caesar's assassination in 44 BCE, I returned to Egypt, where I allegedly had Ptolemy XIV killed to ensure my son, Caesarion, would co-rule with me. This period saw my consolidation of power and further efforts to stabilize the kingdom. I worked diligently to address Egypt's economic issues, employing strategies to ensure the prosperity of my realm. My identification with the goddess Isis strengthened my divine and political status, solidifying my rule. Winter in Alexandria. In 41 BCE, I was summoned to Tarsus by Mark Antony. Arriving on a magnificent barge dressed as Isis, I captivated Antony, forming a powerful political and romantic alliance. This meeting marked the beginning of our storied relationship. Antony spent the winter of 41-40 BCE in Alexandria with me. We enjoyed lavish celebrations and formed the inimitable Livers Drinking Society. Our bond deepened, and I bore him twins, Alexander Helios and Cleopatra Selene. Antony's political situation in Rome was complicated, especially with his marriage to Octavia, Octavian's sister. Despite this, our relationship continued to grow, and we worked together to expand our influence and power. Struggle for power. In 34 BCE, during the donations of Alexandria, Antony declared our children rulers of various territories, enraging Octavian and sparking a war of propaganda. This event intensified the rivalry between Antony and Octavian. Antony's campaigns were met with mixed success. After a humiliating defeat in Parthia, he returned to Alexandria, rejecting Octavia and reaffirming his commitment to me. Our alliance grew stronger as we prepared for the impending conflict with Octavian. Octavian's propaganda painted Antony as being entirely under my control, threatening to move the Roman capital to Egypt. These claims fueled the animosity between the two factions, leading to a dramatic escalation in tensions. The final act. The climax of our struggle with Octavian came at the Battle of Actium on September 2nd, 31st BCE. This naval battle took place off the coast of Greece and was a decisive confrontation that would determine the fate of the Roman world. Mark Antony and I had assembled a formidable fleet of about 500 ships, including large war galleys equipped with towers and artillery. Octavian's fleet, commanded by Agrippa, was smaller but more agile and well-prepared. Agrippa had spent months cutting off our supply lines and securing strategic positions, leaving us at a disadvantage. The battle began in earnest, with both fleets forming lines. Antony's plan relied on the superior firepower and size of our ships, but Octavian's fleet used their maneuverability to outflank and harass our forces. The turning point came when I, commanding the Egyptian fleet, made the fateful decision to withdraw from the battle. With 60 ships, I broke away and set a course for Egypt. Antony, deeply in love and bound by our alliance, followed me, leaving our fleet leaderless and vulnerable. With Antony's and my departure, our remaining forces were quickly overwhelmed. Octavian's ships attacked from all sides, and our fleet disintegrated under the relentless assault. The disheartened sailors and soldiers who stayed behind had no choice but to surrender. A week later, Antony's land forces also surrendered, solidifying Octavian's victory. Although the battle was lost, we managed to return to Alexandria. For nearly a year, we attempted to regroup and prepare for the inevitable confrontation with Octavian. However, our forces were depleted, and morale was low. As Octavian's forces closed in on Alexandria in 30 BCE, Antony received false information that I had committed suicide. In despair, he fell on his sword. His last moments were spent in my arms, where he urged me to make peace with Octavian. Determined not to be paraded as a trophy in Octavian's triumph, I decided to take my own life. Legend has it that I used an asp, a symbol of divine royalty, to ensure a quick and dignified death. My son, Caesarion, was executed by Octavian, and Egypt was annexed into the Roman Empire. Octavian emerged as the sole ruler of Rome, later becoming Augustus, the first Roman emperor. His reign marked the beginning of the Pax Romana, a period of relative peace and stability that lasted for centuries. The Battle of Actium and its aftermath not only marked the end of the Ptolemaic kingdom, but also the definitive transformation of Rome from a republic to an empire. There is significant evidence suggesting that Cleopatra had a light complexion, consistent with her Macedonian Greek heritage. 1. Historical artifacts and descriptions. The Supreme Council of Antiquities in Egypt has confirmed that Cleopatra had fair skin and Hellenistic features based on artifacts and statues. Her representations in sculptures and coins depict her with distinctly European features, which align with her Macedonian ancestry. 2. Scholarly consensus. Renowned scholars, such as Dr. Hussein Abdelbasir, argue that it is illogical to depict Cleopatra with African features because she was of Greek descent. This view is supported by historical records from ancient historians like Plutarch and Dio Cassius, who described her as having fair skin and a lineage tracing back to the Macedonian generals of Alexander the Great. 3. Genetic and anthropological evidence. Studies on the DNA and skeletal remains of individuals from the Ptolemaic period do not show sub-Saharan African traits. Dr. Samia El Mirghani, a former head of the Research and Conservation of Antiquities Center, noted that biological anthropology and DNA studies indicate that the ancient Egyptians, including those from Cleopatra's lineage, did not possess the cranial features or genetic markers typical of sub-Saharan Africans. 4. Political and cultural context. Cleopatra was part of the Ptolemaic dynasty, which was of Macedonian Greek origin. The Ptolemies, including Cleopatra, often married within their own family to maintain their Greek heritage. This dynastic inbreeding helped preserve their Hellenistic features over generations.